friends, today we're going to make something a bit different. We're going to use some crochet, and if you don't know how to crochet, that's okay. All you're going to learn is 3 new things, and I'll do it slow so you can learn with me. If you are an advanced crocheter, I don't know what the verb of to crochet is, or the noun for a crocheter. If you are one who crochets already, this is a family show, so I can't make the jokes people usually make. So then you can just fast forward through some of the parts where I show the stitches. We're making this today. This is a soap saver. So it hangs, so it's perfect. Say someone's going camping or hunting, and they could put their soap in here and hang it from a tree, and it dries. And it's also a washcloth. So it's 2-in-1 washcloth, soap dish, I guess. Or if you live in a smaller place and you don't have a place in your bathroom for a soap dish, you can hang this from the tap. Hang your soap to dry and use this as a washcloth as well. Up to you. So I have, here's my cucumber mint soap, which comes free. Here's the ingredients on the back. So I'm not in trouble. I'm using my labeling, but this comes free with the soap saver in my craft show. I'm actually off to a show tomorrow. It's almost Father's Day, so these to me are Father's Day. This is a modern soap on a rope kind of concept because they don't really use soap on a rope anymore. That's what I used to always get my dad for Father's Day. So I've already made some, and there's 2 different designs. There's this design where what I did was come off here and build the hanger into the soap saver. And I'll show you the other design. This is design number 2, where the hanger, I finished the bag, and then I have a separate piece that I wove through the top. So when we pull on it, it's going to tighten the bag. See, it tightens up. Let's put a soap in it first. Pull on that one, and see this design closes at the top. So I prefer this design to this one. So from now on, I'm making the rest of them with this top that closes. Now my idea was to make one with you from beginning to end. And before I start, we'll talk about the yarn. These are made with 100% cotton. And this yarn at my Walmart in Canada is $1.97 for this ball of yarn. It makes 2 soap saver bags and then has a little bit extra left over that you could use to make something like a gnome cap. You make a little toque for your gnome. In the United States, that's a winter hat. Let us begin. Step 1 is something called the slip knot. How I make mine is I pretend my thumb is a little person and it's going to wear a scarf. The loose end of the thread goes on towards me. This is my left hand. And the thread that's connected to the ball of yarn goes away from me, and I wrap it around my thumb. So here's my thumb wearing a little scarf. There's the loose end. Now I come through this loop here and just pull the thread through that's connected to the ball of yarn. Put your hook in there and pull. That's a slip knot. Now, there's like 100 different ways to make this, and I'll put a link below this video to some of my favorite crochet sites. Crochet Guru is a really good one to learn from. And it's worth it. Once you know crochet, you can do all kinds of cute things. It's not that hard. Loose end towards me. Other end is connected to the ball of yarn. Wrap it around. Oops. So your thumb is wearing a little scarf. Lift up this from your thumb and pull through the end that's connected to the ball of yarn. And then get your hook in there. Doesn't matter which direction you go from. That's the slip stitch. You know you've done it right when you pull on the string attached to the ball of yarn and it should tighten, and then it should also easily loosen. You did it right, if that is how it works. Easy to slip it back and forth there. That is the beginning of any crochet project. Next is the chain. So chain is simply take your hook, go under the yarn, pull through. That's one chain. So we'll do it again. Take your hook, under the yarn, pull through. Now we're going to do this 13 times. So that was already 2. We'll do it one more time. This is the 3rd time. Chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now something that's going to make your craft look different is the tension in your work, and that's all determined by how tightly you hold these things, how tightly you're hanging onto this yarn connected to the ball yarn, and how tightly are you pulling on this. This all determines 2 things: how your final project looks and the ease of making the craft. The looser you work, the easier it is to crochet, because we're going to be taking this hook and sticking it into the chain that we just made. So if you made this chain super tight, you're not going to be able to do the next step. However, if you made your chain too loosey-goosey, your project's going to look messy. So there's a balance, and it's all about practice. And the nice thing about crochet and knitting is if you didn't like what you do, take both ends and just pull and start over again. Next step is this, what is called the single crochet. We are going to come back into our chain, and the chain, like each link, there's 3 parts. There's this side part here. There's like a loop on the left, a loop on the right, and one through the middle. So we're going to come down the row into these loops on the left. And we're just going to do that all the way down, a single crochet into each loop. Now what's a single crochet? I will show you. Single crochet. We come here, go through the loop with your hook, come in and grab the yarn, go under and over like that, pull it through. And now you've got 2 loops. The first one and the new one you just made. Grab that yarn and pull through both of those. That's a single crochet. It's not hard. So we're going to do that again through the next. See, there's the first hole. I'm going to come through the next one. This is why you want to be loose enough to be able to do this, but not too loose or it looks messy. So through that hole, or loop I should say, come in, grab your yarn from underneath, pull it through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Come back, grab the yarn again, pull it through both of those loops. That's the single crochet stitch. Now don't worry right now if it doesn't look like much, just keep going. You'll see the project come together. Pull through and through. Pull through and through. You can pause it and catch up. Pull through. Now remember, I only learned this last year, so if you're watching this and you're like, oh, she's crappy at this, I'm a beginner, but I'm willing to share with my friends and teach you what I know. And the reason I wanted to make this video was because I learned how to make this off a blog. Pull through. And underneath this blog is a blog doing exactly what I'm showing you. And underneath the blog, most of the comments were people that didn't understand how to start the project. They just did not understand the instructions. And that's why I thought, you know what I should do? I understood the instructions. I should do a video and show it. Because the beginning is a bit tricky. How do you take this chain and end up with a three-dimensional bag? You'll see in a minute. Because we're almost done getting through the end of this chain with our single crochet stitch. And this is the only stitch we're going to use through the whole thing. Single crochet this entire project. Because there's also double crochet and triple crochet and half triple or something, double latte, I don't know. Gets complicated. All right. We're at the end of the chain. There we go. That's what mine looks like. If yours doesn't look this pretty, don't worry, because it's gonna get better with time. Now, only once in this project do I give myself an extra stitch, which I just did. Come back to where I was. That's the end of the chain. I only do this once in this whole project. Just now to give myself a little bit of extra yarn to get into here. Not to get into that hole. Just once. I chain one. That's it. Now we're going to put one single crochet in this hole. This wasn't in the blog. This is something I've added. Because I was having a little bit of a stretch getting from one side of the chain to the other. So I added this one single crochet. That's my own personal modification. Now here's what we just did. Turn it. And we're going to go down the other side with more single crochets. But we can include, it's pretty obvious in my chain where the holes are. So we're going to put the hook in each of those holes and put in a single crochet. Through, pull it through. Because for the first set down, you're only going through one thread, going down one side of the chain. And then here, kind of all these pieces have just kind of formed together there. So we're going through more than one thread now. And that might be where the confusion in the blog was from. People were just like, what am I doing? It's hard for beginners to learn a craft from reading. Everyone learns different. Some people learn really easy from reading. Others do not. So, put my hook in here. I worry that my left hand is in your way. The Crochet Guru has a wonderful setup so you can really see what she's doing. And I do too. It's just different than my usual camera system here, so I thought for today I should be able to get away with just running this off my laptop because I'm only showing you 3 things. I'm sure if you're unhappy, you will tell me of your displeasure in the thumbs down option, because I have noticed people enjoy using it. You're like, thanks for the free video. I'm going to thumbs down you anyway. Don't worry, I don't take it personally. That's the bottom of the bag. Now all we're going to do is come back to where we started. Now we're going through 2 pieces of yarn, whereas last time we only went through 1, because we're back to the very beginning of our project. Pull through there, Pull through those. Next hole, pull through there. Try not to miss any holes. The project will still work, but it will look a little bit odd in some places. I've seen mine where, let's see if I can find it. Sometimes my soap saver bag really looks to me like maybe there, like maybe I've missed a stitch. You know, it still pulls together and looks good, but it's just the hole is larger than the others. Not that big of a deal, but so all we're going to do is keep going in a circle. That's it. That's how easy this project is. Keep going around in a circle until you have the bag as large as you want it to be. And for me, I'm fitting these bars of soap, so I just judge. I don't even count rows. I'm just kind of eyeballing and judging where I feel I have made my bag large enough for this free soap I'm giving away with the bag. This is also meant for people who save soap scraps. So there are some people who, you come to the end of the bar of soap and you just got this little scrap of soap. What I do personally is I start a new bar of soap, and after that bar gets a little bit used, I stick the old scrap onto it, and it kind of like becomes part of the new one. I kind of like squish it together. That's what I do. But some people put them aside. So then you've got a whole collection of the end of the soap bars, soap scraps. So you can put them in this soap saver baggie, and then you're using this as your washcloth, and they're all in there making suds together. And you want to use 100% cotton because it's really durable, and you can wash this again and again and again. So that's the reason for the 100% cotton. It's the best one for washcloths and kitchen cloths. You can see this starting to take shape now. You might have been wondering how you go from this to this, like how does it end up being flat? It just does that on its own. You keep going in circles and it folds up upon itself, like it ties in, tightens up and becomes that shape. So I think I'm on my third row, and this is all I do. I just enjoy myself, put on a video or some music, just enjoy yourself, and go in row after row after row after row until you got this large enough for your, whatever you're using it for. If it's for your phone or a little purse or soap saver. I'm going to speed this up, and I'll meet back with you when we're finishing the top. What we need to do now, we need scissors. I've made this bag as high as it needs to be to fit a bar of soap. And all you do is cut your yarn, give it a bit of a tail, don't cut it too close. Take it and pull it through this loop and pull tight. And you've finished your project. That is the end. This forms a knot when you pull through like that. Now we have one finishing touch to do here on the bottom. Now you could have done this earlier, but I thought I would leave it to the end to just not distract you with this. This is my little tail from the beginning of the project. I've just turned my bag inside out. Now, what I do with this is I just weave it through a bit. Some people put it on a needle and pull it with a needle with a great big eye. I just take my hook and pull it through a bit. And then at one point, see, I'm going to pull, hang on to it. Here's the loose end and my knot. And then pull that through. I'm going to make one final knot here, pull. And that's it. Now this is going to hang out inside my bag. I'm going to turn it back the right side. And that's in there, secure. You can't see it. It's safe inside the bottom. The top, we're going to do something very similar. I'm going to take this end tail and weave it through and just do the exact same thing. But we have to have it a little bit less left over because it's going to be near the top of the bag. So let's see. I just weave it through several at a time like this. Pull it through. Pull it through. Now I'm going to take this. Hold on, here's the loose end. Grab the loose end and pull and tighten. Take my scissors and cut. Now that's secured inside. All this is remaining is to give this a tie, to tie it off. I don't measure or count this. I just do it by how much I feel I need of a tie. Now I do what I did in the beginning. Remember our slip stitch? I made the little scarf. Lift this up, pull through. That's our slip stitch. And then chain, a long enough chain to go weave it through the top and then have some that hangs. So I don't bother counting this off. I just keep going until I feel like I have enough. So if your customer feels that your end chain is too long, they can always tie a knot at the end and make it shorter. However, if you've made it too short, there's nothing they can do to make it longer. I err on the longer side of this. Just pulling through like we did in the beginning. Remember, you grab, pull through the loop, grab, pull through the loop, grab, pull through the loop. This is a chain. Just keep going until you think it's long enough. Probably like 16 inches is like way too much. Let's see. That's one width. Remember, it has to double back again. Couple more. That's enough. So that's the length of my chain. Looks to me to be about 14, 15 inches. And we finish it the way we did before. Cut the yarn through your loop. Grab the end of the yarn, pull, and just tighten. That's the end of that ties a knot in it. So we're going to come through our project here. Put your hook through and randomly, I start at a corner. I like mine to meet at a corner. So I started at a corner and then coming back to a corner. Pulling through that hole. And pull it through this hole. Okay, now that is all through there in the top. So if you pull, it tightens the top up. See? Now let's loosen it and put in our bar of soap. There we go. Look at that, how cute is that? And then we tie the top here. What I've been doing is just simply, I'll come through the chain here. I'll come a few chains down from the knot and pull this through, this end piece through. It's a bit more secure than just tying the end together. And then I'll tie the end and cut it with the scissors. I'll give it like 3 knots, not just one. 1, 2, 3. I want to make this really secure so if someone hangs this on a branch that it doesn't break on them, right? This will be ideal for campers, and it's camping season where I live. So this will be the perfect Father's Day gift. This is a modern soap on the rope. I hope you enjoyed making your soap saver with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and those around you. Bye, everybody.